Hello, this is Gary Wishon, the disgruntled heathen. I've been banging my head on the wall trying to get this video done. The problem is, the subject matter is so heinous I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours and only barely scratch the surface. Yes, I am talking about the Catholic Church. I want to read an article Pope Francis did. First, I want to point out something to those true believers. Who's going to write angry comments down below? When I said Catholic Church, your mind went straight to pedophilia, didn't it? Oh no, somebody else got caught. Oh no, somebody's hiding in the Vatican like Cardinal Law. Who I'd like to point out, when he went to the Vatican, he was the Archbishop of Boston, and then he became a cardinal. He got promoted for trying to cover shit up. That is the Catholic Church. But if they just stopped there, they would be heinous and completely fucked up. No, they don't stop there. They also want to, in addition to fucking up lives, they want to decide how you die. I'm going to read a part of an article. How great the lie lurks behind a certain phrase which so insists on the importance of the quality of life that they make people who think that lives affected by grave illnesses are not worth living. Pope Francis wrote. Pope Francis is addressing the Orwellian aspect of language, of evil. Words are twisted until they lose their meaning, and language is used to misdirect. Holy fuck. The hypocrisy of that. The effect of repetition is subtle but profound. I guess the horror of suicide is covered up by the sanitized phrase right to die, which automatically casts anyone who defends life in the role of an oppressor. Such subtle verbiage makes fighting for what's right feel wrong. Later on in the article, they switch to the pro-life campaigns, abortion, and they talk about depression. And they try to say, see what they do, what they want. I want to point something out to anyone who's a true believer in this shit. A is A. A is not B or C or D. A is A. A terminally ill patient is terminally fucking ill. This is not a minor inconvenience. This is not something that can be cured right away or anytime soon. This is someone who is in fucking agony because it's terminally ill. They have a terminal illness. And if the cure involves stem cells, the Catholic Church will make sure that never arrives. A terminally ill patient is not a fetus. A terminally ill patient is not someone who's depressed and who could be helped with counseling and or drugs. A terminally ill patient is someone who is writhing in agony more often than not. And I know a lot of you thinking, oh, they got drugs, so they don't writhe in agony. Not all drug trips are fun. I was a primary caregiver. I know. They insist upon themselves and the believers. And if the believers want to fall for it, okay, good. That's their decision. If a Catholic wants to live a Catholic life, if a Catholic wants to adhere to their rules, fine. But when the church tries to strike down right to die laws, protest against it, that's when they lose all validity. That's when they lose any authority. Because there's a separation of church and state. If someone is a churchgoer and wants to live that life, fine. But you have no right, Catholic Church, to inflict your beliefs on anyone else through the law. No one is saying round up every sick person and kill them. That's where your mind is. That's where you are more fucked up than me on my worst day then. The Catholic Church is nothing but fear, obscenity, masquerading as piety. My earliest experience with the Catholic Church was when I had to go visit my grandfather. It's the usual Pavlovian training. Kneel, when we went to church. Kneel, cross yourself, up, shake hands, bark. Everything came to a head between me and my grandfather as far as religion is concerned, when one day he got a call. Apparently the Archdiocese of Chicagoland area wanted to have a protest against somebody getting a gorilla heart, I think it was. It was way back in the 80s. And he lost his shit. And because the church blew the dog whistle, he responded. Oh, he was full of rage. And I was just confused. I thought to myself, and I shared this with him, well, it sounds like the person really needs this procedure or they're going to die. And his response was, because the dog whistle, that doesn't matter. It's against God's will. The obscenity of anyone trying to pass their beliefs off as... I said, well, we went back and forth. We got into a bit of an argument, and I ended the argument with this. If your protests are successful and the person cannot get the procedure done, you are morally obligated to tell their family that their loved one has to die because of your religion. If someone wants to live a Catholic life, fine. Leave the rest of us alone. And fuck off. If you make atheist videos, feel free to advertise your channel down below. Goodbye.